Is Tekken 8 ranked actually worth it? I took this question to you all, the community, and the results are shown that people are actually saying no, that Tekken 8 ranked is not worth it. It's kind of weird. This could mean a lot of things though. This could mean maybe just based on the current state of the game, or just overall in totality if it's worth the sweat, the headaches, the strenuous time, because everybody has a different time frame. Some people completely want to be competitive players, while some people are like me, who we hustle a business, we work, we do our thing. Like some people go to school, to college, and only have like a few hours a day to actually game. So it just depends on what current state you're actually talking about. There is an overall common denominator right now that Tekken 8 is based kind of like how live service games are. So they only are updating as they go, per se. It is a new game. It was released at the end of January. And so therefore, with this showing, there's a lot of things to look into. So let's tap into some of the things that could possibly cause for this actual, one-sided answer, which is no, that it's not worth it. So let's talk about the pros of it. The pros, in my opinion, the people that really, pros meaning like the actual, the positives, and also the pros in terms of players. So let's do both. Pros also on Twitter are saying that it's a weird mixed 50-50 game, and it's definitely adhered to beginners these days, at least Tekken 8. I, for one, have only played Tekken 8. I've never really played a fighting game that serious other than this past year, where I literally rotated Street Fighter 6, Mortal Kombat 1, and now Tekken 8. It can cause for some type of mental burnout because these games can all get tough, depending on what type of ranking. Again, it's dependent on your vision and your dreams for these types of games. You want to go all the way, you want to be a streamer, you want to be a creator, whatever you're doing. It just kind of just depends on what you are and what you want to learn and what you want to invest in. And so, yeah, so pro players, are saying it's a lot more 50-50, way more beginner friendly, way more aggressive. It's such a guessing game, which is also very relatable to games like MKX, which it was full throttle, aggressive, fast, 50-50s. Boom, like one mix up, like miscount of that mix up, and you're basically done for the match. So yeah, but the pro, and in terms of a positive annotation also, is that the positive of this game is, one, it is adherent to beginners, right? That could be the downfall of actually catering to beginners. I've never played a Tekken game in my life, but yet I'm playing this Tekken coming around. This Tekken is actually really fun. Now, it does have its corny shit at times, but it's actually a really fun game. But the positives on that is that it actually brought me toward it. It looked flashier than the other types of Tekkens. Again, Tekken 7 was probably, it was an 8-year span, that game. So of course that game looked very dated by the time I even thought about looking towards Tekken. Tekken 8 though looks beautiful. It looks amazing. The aesthetics, the music, everything is just fun. The punishing sounds and everything like that is awesome. It is aggressive gameplay. And then you look at also just the pros of ranked. It is a challenging game. There is pros as to why you would want to invest yourself in a rank, because it is a learning process. Are you a self-driven, motivated individual that really wants to get better at these games? Fighting games are psychological. You got to really dive into reading a lot of research, knowing your opponent so much more, and even more so now due to so many 50-50s and the game being completely aggressive. And then you have actual people that are like easier, way beginner friendly this time around. There's beginner friendly, and there's like insanely brain dead beginner friendly, meaning one button combos like Eddie Gordo or Victor, and other people like that can just mash and really get away with it. Again, it's no hate towards that. It helps the beginner casual fan base, and Tekken is bigger than ever now due to actually catering to that. Now, I think they would be a little bit bigger right now, but they do have a lot of hiccups going down in this rank system and going down in just like everything. I explained earlier, and y'all showed a lot of love on my previous video of the Tekken, the truth about Tekken 8 ranked. And a lot of people do agree with the essential that how the actual rank system works, depending on how much you lose points and how much you actually gain, the inconsistency of that, the inconsistency of like people plugging and all that. So that goes down to all, of course, all the cons. But the pros being, if you want to really summarize that, is that if you're willing to invest and want to learn, it has all the tools for you. It's kind of just like, what are you willing to do to actually really make it worth the investment? It is worth it, in my opinion, if you're new and you have the time to do it. I, for one, do not really have that much time. I'm in purple ranks right now, Maybe at most I'll get to blue. I'm not too sure. I've seen people stream like 9 hours straight and don't even go from like blue to Tekken King or whatever. And that's a lot of time that I don't have. At the end of the day, I do create content for multiple channels. I run a business, I work, and I do a lot of stuff that I feel like a fighting game like Tekken really deserves every ounce of your energy, every ounce of your time, and it can actually make or break your days at times. Like there's times when I'm learning a new character, and if I'm playing ranked early, I can rank all the way up to red ranks, and I'll get pushed all the way back down to orange because it is so tough to even learn a new character. And the ranking system does go based on your prowess. So if you have high prowess but you're learning a new character, you're still gonna face people's mains in that prowess. So for an example, I'm purple rank, but I'm like orange rank with other characters because I'm still learning them. And so I'm not necessarily facing orange ranks, I'm facing prowess people. And so I'm facing purple ranks all day while I'm still in orange, especially like in quick play and stuff. So a lot of that really does just kind of, and that goes into a quick play notion and also a ranked play notion, no matter how you're trying to improve in this game. Again, improvement is all based, and it comes down to you. How much time? Tekken 8 is an actual hustle job. So if you're looking to be playing in one of the most credible and respectable fighting game franchises of all time, if not the best, most credible franchise of all time, when it comes to fighting games, Tekken's the way to go. And they have so much of a monumental legacy of having those core fundamentals, but that doesn't always make it the greatest thing to do, which is why it goes back to the poll of everybody saying no. I think a lot of people are saying no because based on its current state, it's not really something that it's too 50-50 like, which reminds you of like a Mortal Kombat game. It also has a lot of bugs in the plugin issue. I think the plugin issue is huge, and I do agree with that, right? It's a issue where if somebody rage quits on you, they don't get any punishment for it. I've seen streamers do it live, and it's horrendous. It makes me sick to my stomach, by the way. And I've seen streamers like just one and done all day if they don't feel like losing or demoting anymore. And so therefore, I do commend somebody like Mortal Kombat for that. They do the quitality, automatic loss, and they also force you into winning 2 games. Or 2 sets, my bad. But it is less rounds, more damage. More total damage versus more rounds on Tekken, a little bit less damage, a little bit faster. It goes by faster on Tekken for the most part. That's why I guess everything just goes by fast. And so if you do a one and done, it goes by really fast, especially if you're playing someone that's actually credible and good at the game. Ranked is very much a hazy place to be in right now. And what I said earlier, and what a lot of people also do agree with on stream, is that I say that red ranks is kind of too hard for your utmost casual. Now, every time I get people that usually comment on my videos, they're like fighting game casuals. I mean like casuals, like that never, they pick up a fighting game like your freaking sister or something that's never played a game. Like you literally pick up a game and you don't know what you're doing at all. And therefore, these games can be very detrimental in their learning process at times, because if they go into rank, I don't think a massive casual should be in rank that much. But I did do that experiment in my previous video to just kind of show like how far I think a beginner would go. And usually that orange rank to red, it gets really, really tough for the utmost beginner. Because due to the point system, you start demoting and you face people that actually know their shit in red ranks. So it's really, really cool to understand that. Again, red ranks is probably too hard for a casual beginner, not a fighting game casual, but an actual beginner. And then like red ranks is a little too easy for the higher ranks. So that ranking stays where it's at for a reason. And therefore, it just depends on what your attribution is. Me, I'm a part-time Tekken player. I only play a few hours a week when I stream. And even at that, at most, we max out as maybe like 2 hours for like 3 days a week. And when we do that and we're going full throttle, it can be ranked or quick play. I notice around the red and purple rank is kind of where I like to vibe out more in. I think that's more where it becomes something where I'm like, I know I'm investing my time. I'm still learning core fundamentals, especially somebody that's new to the franchise, while patiently learning versus just trying to learn overnight. Again, I haven't been playing this game that long and I don't put that much hours into it. So I think that's a credible source for me until whenever I feel like I'm ready to jump to blue. So my workflow has been to make rank worth it is that I went from orange and then to red. When I touched the first level of red, I kind of just stayed in quick play for a while. Then I learned a little bit more core fundamentals. Then I went from red and I jumped to purple very, very fast. And now at purple, I'm kind of just going to learn some more fundamentals, continuously face blue ranks so that I can adjust that time accordingly and invest it the right way, instead of just trying to go guns blazing and ranked and just fuck up my mentality and get sloppy and get desperate. Because rank can get you really like anxiety. It can make you start fighting sloppier, raging more than usual at times. So for me to stay clear-minded, I usually, every time I'm gradually improving, I kind of just stop, stay on quick play for a while, just kind of face higher ranks to see how it would kind of feel. When people play quick play, they're not necessarily playing ranked corniness, but when you play ranked, it gets real cheesy and corny at times. But you do get a taste of how it will be. So that's kind of just a cool recommendation of what I would say. Like if I'm trying to make ranked worth it for me, or at least to be a balanced answer for both of these in the poll of what I held. But overall, I would say in its current state, it's okay, I guess. Not really worth it right now. It is something, again, people did comment on the polls also, and they were really trying to defend it, which is very, very true, right? They said a lot of great things. They were just talking about stick to a character, don't just try to play the meta, do something you enjoy because you want to put a lot of hours into this. And that is all very, very true. Please pick characters that you do enjoy. I think that can make it worth it. And then also, like I would say, just do what I do. I kind of just dabble into ranked a lot. So like what I said earlier, I dabble in from like one color rank. When I jump another color, then I kind of chill for a while, stay on quick play, or just probably run lobbies with my friends. And then after that, I jump back out. I try to go for another color push. And after that, now I know from purple to blue is going to take a lot longer than anything else for me right now, because that'll be the furthest jump I've ever done in a game that I've never really tried to grind my whole life. So I'm going to save that for a long time and try to make a blue jump, especially after all the bugs and stuff are fixed. After that, I'll start trying to go higher and higher. But right now, I feel that is how I can stay balanced in between this poll. So if there were a actual borderline answer as to is Tekken 8 ranked worth it, well, that's kind of something you have to ask yourself. If you were to say the short term, I'll say no if you're going to be getting desperate and if you can't put a lot of time into this game. If you said yes, that it is worth it, there's a lot of functions as to why it is worth it. I believe it's both. I'm kind of right in between. Like, yeah, right now in its current state, it's ass. But they do got a lot of time to try to fix it thanks to quote-unquote live service games these days. Like, we don't ever get a game that's complete at release these days anymore. So, no, not right now, really. It can get corny. Maybe if they start fixing, like, the plugin issues, banning people, and really, like, with the net codes and just everything like that, like all the lags and all that crazy stuff that goes down. Yes, yeah, pretty soon, maybe. So you kind of just got to go in knowing that it's a flawed system right now and the inconsistency of points. But then it is also worth it too at the same time, that because you're investing time into your characters, you're learning the game, the core fundamentals of the game, and it helps a lot with aggressive gameplay. And if you're newer to the franchise like me, or you're a beginner, it just has the highest learning curve still to this day. You know, I know it does get its hatred now because it's not in its honeymoon phase anymore, but Tekken still does a lot to help beginners improve. And getting up to at least like red rank could help you really stay there in that rotation of players that are both red and purple. And I think that's a great way to kind of just float around until you get way better at the game. And then you can just keep investing and getting better and better. The long haul overall investment, at least from what Tekken has shown us right now, literally knowing that Tekken 7 was out for 8 years, the investment is well worth it for learning and doing all that, and knowing that Tekken is not really going anywhere. Now, it has changed a lot of its advanced mechanics now in this game release, but you never know what they're going to do. They might revert back to stuff, might doing certain things. So in hindsight, yes, it's worth it if you can do that time. I, for one, can't even really do the time, so I'm in between both, and that's my answer. I think there's a lot of people like me who work, maybe go to college, or have multiple side hustles, trying to create content, trying to do other things, have a family to take care of. I think you're gonna be having the same answer as me, where it's kind of in between, where it's like, yes, it's worth it if you're doing it the right way, learning characters you enjoy, learning like the ops, like learning your matchups, learning fundamental and core gameplay, respecting the gameplay of Tekken. but also no, because the bugs and like just everything, like the point system's inconsistent, the plugging, and just corny shit that goes down in terms of rank in totality. I think you'll also be like, nah. So the only middle ground that I have found is that I just been hanging out in quick play a lot, and that helps me kind of improve to an extent. Now they're not going ranked hard, but you're still playing like higher ranks. I'm purple ranked, so I always face like blue ranks all the way up to Tekken King, and that gives me enough training to at least know. And then my friends are also higher ranks too, so I try to get as much training as with them until I feel like I want to go for another color push, which will probably be after the plugin stops and all that stuff. But yeah, that's just kind of my insight. Y'all gotta let me know what's up though, man. I appreciate y'all answering the poll questions. Those are really fun. It helps create content, as content can get dry at times with these games due to them just kind of not really knowing which direction to go. Tekken is slowly looking like they might be coming into an identity crisis, unless they just go back and start reverting some shit that people really do enjoy, at least the OGs for sure, the legacy players. So I don't know, man. Y'all gotta let me know what's up. I appreciate y'all, man. Peace.